Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hey there, my name is April, and welcome. Our research focuses on the potential powerful of Musa paradisiacaline peel, it also known as banana peel, and its ability to tackle a skin condition called keratosis pilaris. In this proposal, we aim to explore the potential of a combination of salicylic acid and lactic acid found from banana peel, and the best formulation of those acids as a treatment solution for keratosis pilaris. Going on with the title, Exploration of Salicylic Acid and Lactic Acid from Musa paradisiacaline peel for keratosis pilaris. So what are we observing on this research? So starting with the keratosis pilaris. Keratosis pilaris is a skin condition with keratin plugs in follicles, causing rough spots and redness on them. It usually appears on the arms and on the thighs. Although it is harmless, KP often interferes with appearance and self-confidence. So by that, to reduce it, having salicylic acid and lactic acid are proven to be effective in exfoliating dead skin cells, improving skin texture, and increasing skin hydration. In this study, we utilizes banana peel, or what we use is Musa paradisiaca, as a source of salicylic acid and lactic acid through centrifugation extraction and Lactobacillus plantarum fermentation. This approach offers an environmentally friendly skincare solution while reducing organic waste. Moving on to the problems, the main problem of these research, it is the first one, what is the potential of salicylic acid extract and banana peel fermentation as a solution to keratosis pilaris symptoms? Second of all, what is the most effective formulation of salicylic acid and lactic acid combination for keratosis pilaris? And as what I've mentioned before, the purpose of this study is to identify the potential of a combination between salicylic acid and lactic acid from banana peel as a treatment solution for keratosis pilaris. And we also will be identifying the best formulation of salicylic acid and lactic acid to treat the symptoms of keratosis pilaris.
Moving on to theories, there is keratosis pilaris. Keratosis pilaris is a common asymptotic skin condition caused by dilation of follicular orifices filled with keratin plugs within the stratum corneum containing multiple twisted hairs. Keratosis pilaris is characterized by small spots that fill the rough and have varying degrees of perifollicular redness. Keratosis pilaris often appears on the face, buttocks, and thighs, and then effective treatments that have been proven to improve the surface of keratosis pilaris are lactic acid and salicylic acid. By utilizing the stratum corneum exfoliating ability of both acids, softer and moisturized smoother skin can be achieved.
Going with the theory of salicylic acid. So salicylic acid, or the other name, 2-hydroxybenzoic acid or orthohydrobenzoic acid. So salicylic acid is a natural compound that belongs to the class of beta-hydroxide acid, or BHAs, that may help promote natural exfoliation. Salicylic acid is a common ingredient that used in many topical treatments for various skin conditions. It has been widely used by many dermatologists for its keratolytic, anti-inflammatory, and antibacterial properties. Its ability to soften, help remove dead skin cells, and exfoliate the stratum corneum was discovered in the 1860s. In addition, the effectiveness for keratosis pilaris, salicylic acid has been proven that it also often used as a preservative in cosmetic products.
Pada asam lain, kita memiliki asam laktat. Jadi, teori ini, asam laktat ini adalah yang paling sederhana dari dua asam karbolicik hidrosid. Telah terbukti bahwa bahan pengelupasan kimia ini sangat aman. Ini memiliki tingkat iritasi kulit yang rendah dan tidak menyebabkan reaksi yang merugikan. Jadi, tes bau dengan larutan asam laktat 10% telah membuktikan keamanannya yang luar biasa. Untuk kulit sensitif, asam laktat dapat dengan lembut mengelupas sel-sel kulit mati dari permukaan kulit. Dan dengan mempromosikan pergantian sel dan produksi kolagen, proses ini berkontribusi pada kelancaran kulit lebih lembut dan elastis. Selain itu, ada berbagai manfaat asam laktat antara lain pemutih kulit, melembabkan dan mengurangi pigmentasi. Oleh karena itu, asam laktat sering digunakan sebagai bahan dalam pengobatan keratosis pilaris. Karena kemampuan pengelupasannya. Asam laktat sering digunakan sebagai agen pengelupasan kulit dalam dermatologi juga.
Next up, for the research methods, first salicylic acid. Here in salicylic acids, from previous research, we use extraction with centrifugation, a simple and reliable procedure for spectrophotometric determination of salicylic acid in banana peel was described in Reka's research. The procedure is based on the formation of iron H2O 6,3+ ions, which have an intense purple color when SA in aqueous form reacts with iron. The absorbance of the complex was measured at 540 nanometer and tested using different solvents and various sample sizes to optimize the extraction process and study oil interference. For the steps we use are first ground the banana peel with liquid nitrogen and then with 100 mg of powder, then put it in the container. Then add 1 milliliter of 75% ethanol. Then we mix the solution and centrifuge at 10,000 grams for 10 minutes, and then we take the supernatant. And then we mix 100 liter of supernatant with 0.1% FaCl2. Dissolve to 3 milliliter, a purple complex will be formed. Measure absorbance at 540 nanometer with a spectrophotometer. The next one we have lactic acid. Here we use fermentation for the lactic acid. The main component of banana peel is carbohydrate and can be used as a substrate during the fermentation process. To produce lactic acid, Lactobacillus plantarum has the quality of withstanding high acidity, allowing for a virtually contamination-free fermentation process. Due to the homofermentative nature of Lactobacillus plantarum that produces lactic acid, it is widely used to improve fermentation quality, which is taken from Dermalingam, Wang-at, and Su. For the lactic acid fermentation steps, there are first to wash and cut the banana peels, and then we dry it in the sun for 3 to 6 days, and then grind, filter in 80 mesh, and then autoclave sterilize for 15 minutes in 121 Celsius. Add 200 milliliter of water and then dry for 30 minutes in 80 Celsius and filter with a cheese filter. And then we hydrolyze the filtrate with 1% HCl for 30 minutes in 121 Celsius, and then we adjust the pH to 5 to 6 with carbonate with CaCO3 and filter. Sterilize filtrate with autoclave for 15 minutes and then add 1% Lactobacillus plantarum, and we ferment it in 100 RPM for 52 hours in 37 Celsius. And then we add ammonium sulfate about 5 grams, and then we extract with butanol 30 milliliter and then vortex 2 hours in 30 Celsius. And then we separate the organic phase, evaporate for 50 Celsius with rotavapor, and dissolve in 5 milliliter water, and then we measure the pH. The study result of salicylic acid extraction that we got are first, salicylic acid is an example of a phenolic compound, which is supported by research from Boulogne and Petit. And also, Musa paradisiaca banana stems have salicylic acid content. This increases the potential for high salicylic acid content in banana peels. And then salicylic acid will easily form ferric salts, so it can be used as a very useful method detecting this compound. And then the study result of lactic acid fermentation. First, Musa paradisiaca peels contain 68% carbohydrates, making them a suitable substrate for lactic acid production. And then Lactobacillus plantarum has a high tolerance to acidity, which reduces contamination risk and enhances fermentation quality and lactic acid production. Higher banana peel concentration generally increase lactic acid production. Optimal concentration is 10 to 15% banana peel powder. And then carbohydrates are broken down into monosaccharides and converted into lactic acid by the bacteria. The ideal temperature for this are 30 to 37 Celsius for 24 till 48 hours. Depending on the substrate concentration and inoculum level, and then 5 to 6 pH for optimal bacterial growth. Now for both acid combination, based on Kotritrakan research, 10% lactic acid cream could improve the texture by stimulating cell growth towards the skin surface, which could result in slower hydration of the outer skin. Thus, it can be expected that at the end of the treatment there is greater hydration. 5% salicylic acid cream showed more hydration directly by removing the top surface of the layer of dead cells and thus softening the skin. With both combined, the effectiveness of the compound is more efficient to reduce the condition of keratosis pilaris effectively, easily, and comfortably. Now, for our report reviews existing literature on the attraction and application of salicylic acid and lactic acid from Musa paradisiaca peel for treating keratosis pilaris. Due to time constraints and no experimental research was conducted, instead a literature review was performed. Our report aims to summarize current knowledge and then identify key findings from previous studies, evaluate research results for potential future development, and by integrating multiple perspectives, this report highlights existing understanding and gaps requiring further research. Last but not least are our discussions. Keratosis pilaris are caused by the buildup of keratin, a protein that protects the skin from infections and harmful substances. This accumulation of keratin clogs the hair follicles, causing raw spots to appear on the surface of the skin. And then salicylic acid and lactic acid in the study by Kotrakan and Kamripap, 5% salicylic acid and 10% lactic acid were effective in reducing keratosis pilaris symptoms, with lactic acid showing faster and significant results. With gratitude, we would like to express our deepest gratitude to all those who have supported and helped the implementation of this research. To Mrs. Digna Nur Anissa as a coach who has guided and provided direction to us in this research process. As well as to Mrs. Nur Aziza Rahima, we thank you for giving permission and facilitating us in the use of laboratories and tools needed during the research. Thank you for the time and the opportunity you have given us. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.